Do all these new LLMs really matter? I'm raising this question on purpose to provoke comments. What we've seen in the last month is literally new models coming out every single week. So in that kind of a short time period where you'd have to try out 4 brand new LLMs within a month, does this all really matter? Well, like most questions, I think the answer is yes and no. I think the answer is yes if you're personally interested in AI and you're really following along with AI development to see how quickly it's developing now that it's exponential. But from a different perspective, no, it doesn't matter at all. What do I mean? Well, if you're a casual user of ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude, all these new models coming out so quickly together really don't mean anything to you. Why? Because all of these are roughly comparable with each other. Now, my viewers know that some of these LLMs do a specific thing better than another one does. For example, Claude is famous for text to image, and the other ones are best at other things. But the interesting point here is that no LLM is the best at everything yet. How do we know that? Because all these new models that come out get immediately tested against industry-defined benchmarks, and they're all performing roughly equally. Some are a little lower than others in performance, but the difference to the casual user is wholly irrelevant. And it's happening so fast now that if you're pressed for time, you simply don't have the time to absorb and try out all this stuff. So for the casual user, you're best using one that you like and that you find as easy as you need it to be, and keep using that until something profoundly different comes out. That profoundly different model you'll hear about on my very next episode. And those are probably only a couple of years away at the most. There is, however, one other reason you should care. So as these models advance so quickly, and as they become more and more capable, more and more work that you do is at risk. So I'm going to say every 6 months, probably twice a year, a new release comes out which is significantly more capable, and then it's copied by everyone else. This is roughly where we're at right now. And so each major model upgrade, like GPT-5 when it comes out, is going to automate more things. Now, I've worked in executive management for years now, directly with the CEO of companies. What I can tell you about CEOs is they like to walk around, and they like to watch people, and they like to find out what they're doing or find out why they're not doing something. So as soon as it begins to register on CEOs that certain jobs have been largely automated, leaving the person sitting there doing not much of anything, one of two things is going to happen. Either they're going to move that person to some other job that still needs filling, assuming the economy is different and either new positions are being filled or people are leaving to take other jobs, which when the economy is bad, everyone gets locked in place. That's one. Two is you're out the door. So as significant automation starts to take hold, which is just starting right now, at first, when the types of jobs that are being automated are pretty specific initially, like one very certain job has been largely automated, they're going to move the person. That all changes the minute that a number of jobs are automated simultaneously, which is what is going to start happening now. So that means that every 6 months or so, when these significant upgrades to LLMs are released, people become at risk. Why? Because a CEO, by and large, wants to do one thing: increase sales and make more profits, because their compensation is tied to that. So in the past, more sales created more work, which meant they had to hire more people and grow the company. But as this kind of profound automation starts to take hold, and individual tasks are automated and eliminated, a third possibility job-wise is that you have to become a jack of all trades. So you end up doing specific things and different functions that aren't yet automated because that's the only way to come up with a full-time job. So I'm explaining this to you so you understand the risk of what is happening now that AI is exponential. The risk is significantly bigger now. The automation is much better for individual tasks and starting to get broader. The advent of reasoning models recently is going to expand the domain of competence of these LLMs. And I've been keeping a very close watch on job statistics, which I do anyway as part of my job, but I'm doing it now specifically looking for patterns in terms of occupations being affected by AI. And I need some more data, but I think I'm just starting to see those patterns, which is what triggered me to release this video. So to sum up, yes, all these LLMs coming out rapidly that are copying each other more or less, same level of proficiency, and then every 6 months there's a significant step up and everyone jumps to that level. If you're really interested in AI, then yes, it matters. If you're a casual user, no, it doesn't. But if you're a casual user, what I'm saying is, yes, it does matter in terms of automation and the work you do. That's where it matters now, even if you're a casual user. So check out that next video that I'm going to do. It'll come out Sunday. That is going to reframe this whole discussion. It's that big. But in the meantime, as I've been urging you to do, if you believe you're in a job that is highly likely to be automated. Hello, coding. I just read that from a guy who is a coder. He's a senior guy, and he just said coders are at risk. Then you need to start thinking about what else you want to do for work. Because if you're like most people and you don't save enough, you got to keep working. Of course, if you have kids, you got to keep working anyway, because kids are expensive. So you figure out what you'd actually enjoy doing. Let's say, for the sake of argument, you enjoyed coding. There's more than one thing in the world you like doing. So whatever those other one or two things is, you start training yourself to do them professionally, and then you follow the steps I've outlined in prior videos about how to change your career. I've laid it out step by step 2 or 3 times now. But I truly believe that in the second half of 2025, we're going to start to see job growth plateau. And then as we move through 2026, by the second half of 2026, job growth will have flatlined, if not declined. And then starting in 2027, it's going to be a tsunami. So prepare yourself. You want to be last person standing in terms of work. That's your strategy. But for your consideration, I have said 10 or 15 times now that the jobs that will last the longest are those that are most difficult to automate, and those are the jobs that require the human touch. And they cover the spectrum, blue collar and white collar, and what I call green collar, which is healthcare, because they wear those green scrubs and stuff like that. So this reason is the reason why all this does matter. Not necessarily for what tool you're using right now, but what is happening in the big picture. So thanks so much for tuning in. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Also, please support us on Patreon. We need your help to bring you formalized resources that will help you change into the careers that are relatively technology resistant. Understanding that many people are saying, and I'm talking about all the people driving AI, the people doing this to us, they're all saying by 2040, 2045 at the outside, virtually all jobs will be automated. So you want to be able to keep working as long as possible. That's your goal. So thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.